Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of the Athletics franchise here on MLB The Show 24, where the Athletics will continue their road trip with a 3-game stretch in the Bronx against the New York Yankees. We'll have a rookie making his debut in George Lombard. If you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more baseball content to get closer and closer to the All-Star break. And our A's have been playing a little bit better recently. They sit 35 and 45. But they got to start off today against the AL pennant winners from last year, the New York Yankees, with Clark Schmidt on the mound. But it's going to begin with a Gio Urshela single as he leads off into right center. Logan Davison up next. It's a ball, but Urshela's actually going to try to take second, and well, he's gunned down. Gio, not known for his speed, fails there, so now one down, and Davison will draw a walk anyway, so the steal was a bad idea in hindsight. As you got the runner back on first with one down, as Soderstrom misses a beautiful pitch to hit. A rare Soderstrom miss with a sweeping curve. And then Noda will go down on strikes, and that'll be at the top of the first innings. Paul Blackburn on the mound for the A's. He's been our ace this year. He's been very good in that role. 3.08 ERA. We haven't seen him in a while, but he's put together a good season. The rookie Dustin Jones will be leading off for the Yankees. He'll begin this game by grounding out to Geloff. And we'll take a look at the Yankees lineup. A lot of turnover in the outfield since their AL championship win last year. We'll see Lane Thomas in right, followed by Judge in center, Teoscar Hernandez in left. Austin Wells is the catcher, Michael Conforto the DH, Anthony Rizzo at first, DJ LeMahieu is second base, and then of course the rookie George Lombard making his MLB debut at short. That brings up Lane Thomas up next. He'll ground out to Zach Allen playing third base today. A's mixing up their positions with the recent injury to Esteury Ruiz. But it doesn't matter when Blackburn strikes people out. We'll go bottom two. Here's Teoscar Hernandez, who signed a big one-year contract in the offseason to come to New York. He flies out, and then Austin Wells will chop one over to second. Geloff will charge and make the play. Quick two down now from Michael Conforto, who turns on one, and that's going to be a base hit through the right side of the infield for the former San Francisco Giant. Keeps the inning alive for Anthony Rizzo, and Rizzo's going to hit a liner to deep right, and that's going to clear the wall for a home run. A 2-run shot for the Riz Lord himself, Anthony Rizzo, with his 13th of the season. I wouldn't call that a moonshot. It was just a liner that goes over the short right field wall. But nonetheless, it is a Yankees lead. They strike first with the 2 RBIs, and they lead 2-0 off the bat of Rizzo. DJ LeMahieu up next, hitting sub-200 on the season. He's going to fly out to left center, but the damage has been done here in the bottom of the second. Well, bottom 3, here's George Lombard in his first ever MLB at-bats, and he's going to get a base hit. The first career in his career as he gets his hit. The number 88 prospect in baseball will look to save that one. Congratulations, George Lombard. Fortunately, they would not get anything going, as it's been a very much a pitcher-dominant game, as we're now into the top of the 6th, where Gio Urshela will lead off with a single. A's haven't been able to do anything with their hits, but here's Davison. He turns on one, hits it high and deep to right center, but against the wall is Thomas, and he makes the grab. So that one got scary, but it stays inside the ballpark, and then Soderstrom's going to ground it over to second. 4-6-3. The A's just can't capitalize on their early hits. After a minor injury to Clark Schmidt, he had to be pulled from the game. Tommy Kahnle will then come in the 7th. Hasn't been the best year for him. He's coming in at cold turkey. It doesn't stop him from striking out Ryan Noda on his very first pitch. That'll bring up Brent Rooker, 1 for 2 on the day. As his average has been floating around 200, but he strikes out here, misses the high fastball. So Kahnle did a good job out of the pen. That'll bring up Shea Langoliers. You can see the numbers. Yikes. He had a great start to the season in April, but since then it has been tanking for Shea. 0-1 pitch to him here, and he gets a nice pitch to hit, and he hits it into center field for a base hit. So contrary to what's been going on recently, Shea is aboard with a 2-out single. Tying run at the plate now, Zach Geloff tries to do the same thing, but this time it's cut off by LeMahieu, and the A's will get nothing at the top of the 7th. We'll go bottom 7 now. Here's Austin Wells starting off getting with a backwards K, as Blackburn really settled down since that 2-run homer. Michael Conforto will then step up to the batter's box, 2 for 2 on the day, but he swings and misses at the low inside slider, and Blackburn is dealing. Back-to-back strikeouts brings up Rizzo again, and he gets a good pitch to hit to center, and Rooker playing center field today can't make the grab. If that was Esteury Ruiz out there, that's probably an out, but unfortunately Rooker doesn't have the same speed and it's a 2-out double. Can we get out of the inning, though, without allowing a run? It's DJ LeMahieu hitting to right center, and it's going to get down. Ryan Noda playing right field today. Tries the arm, and it's not the best. And the Yankees lead 3-0 now. Again, if we have our normal outfielders, that might not be a run. Chris Martin will then come in relief. A solid 6 2/3 for Blackburn. And as Martin trying to get the final out of the inning will do just that. As a grounder to Geloff will be the end of the 7th. Go top 8, Jonathan Loaizaga in for relief, trying to set up Holmes in the 9th. He'll start off against Darell Hernandez as he gets a perfect pitch hit into right center, and this one's shopping at the gap. Hernandez hits it all the way to the wall. It's a leadoff double for the A's shortstop, his first of the season. Allen going to try to bring him home. 1-2, can't connect on the inside sinker. 98 up and in. Tough pitch to hit. Bring up Gio, who does have 2 singles in the game, but again, the hits just haven't mattered when needed. And here's a fly up into right field. Again, just can't put the bat on the ball when runners are in scoring position as they don't test the arm of Thomas. Need a hit to bring in the run, and Davidson will pop it up instead over to the third baseman, where Jones will make the play. A's are still scoreless through 8. As we go into the 9th inning, here comes the 2-time All-Star Clay Holmes, one of the best relievers in the American League. 22 saves already on the season. Going to try to get number 23 here. It begins with Tyler Soderstrom, who chops it up the middle, but it's going to be fielded cleanly and made by LeMahieu. Ryan Noda up next, 0-2, and he gets caught swinging at a slurve he shouldn't have. So the game comes down to Brent Rooker. First pitch to him, and he does keep the game alive. He singles up the middle. So he's on first now for Shea Langoliers. 1-2 to the catcher, and he swings and misses on the high slur. Should have hit that one, but that'll do it. The Yankees win Game 1 here in the Bronx by a final score of 3-0. They had the 2-run homer early from Rizzo, and they just never looked back. Our pitching wasn't all that bad, but our offense was just not able to get hits when it mattered. We had the same amount of hits the Yankees did. They just had a couple of more impactful ones, and it was able to get them the victory. Schmidt gets the win, Blackburn the loss, and Holmes does get the 23rd save. As your player of the game, we'll go to Anthony Rizzo, a home run, a double, and 2 RBIs. Put the Yankees out in front to begin the ballgame. Going to Game 2, and we win this one 6-0. Only 2 hits for New York in this one as our offense wakes up as Nick Allen goes yard, and J.P. Sears had a very needed bounce-back game. Fortunately, though, we do not win the series. The Yankees will walk it off in Game 3, 4-3, as Tony Santillan was the culprit of the blown save in this one. But hey, I'll take 2 of 3 against the Yankees as now we head to our home field to face the Kansas City Royals as we have 3 here in Sacramento. We get a good look at Kyle Freeland today. I'm excited to see him on the mound because I feel like we haven't seen Freeland on the mound for a while, and he hasn't been playing good recently. Remember, we picked him up from waivers earlier in the season, took on that big contract of his, and we need him to perform up to at least serviceable standards. I don't expect an all-star season from Freeland despite him getting paid like one, but I'd like to see him at least be a good serviceable back into the rotation pitcher. Willie Castro begins the day for the Royals as he flies out to center, and here's a look at the Royals lineup. We'll see Maikel Garcia up next, followed by Bobby Witt Jr. Nelson Velasquez had 15 RBIs last month. Joey Meneses at first, Elias Diaz is the catcher, MJ Melendez in left, Nick Senzel the DH, and Kyle Isbell in right field. Here's Maikel Garcia up next, 2-2, pops it up into shallow right, or it will be caught out there by Noda. Again, not the usual positions for the A's as Noda is playing right field, and he gets a liner hit right at him to end the first. Michael Wacha, the 2013 playoff MVP back in his days with the Cardinals, will be on the mound for the Royals today, having a very good season, sub-3 ERA. Gio Urshela leads off, and he checks his swing at a pitch he probably should have tried to swing at. Curveball strikes him out. Next batter, Logan Davison, 0-1, turns on a fastball, and this time he gets it to drop in right field for a base hit. So he's on first. Tyler Soderstrom now in the 3 spot. 1-2, and he can't connect on the changeup. Walker's got a very nasty circle change, and it's been on display early as he gets Noda to then strike out on it. Going to the top of the third now, MJ Melendez to lead off, and he gets a 1-1 sinker and hits it high and deep to right field, and this one's going to clear the wall. A solo shot for MJ Melendez gets the scoring started for KC. His 14th home run of the season. As Freeland just put a sinker a little too high. And he got taken over the fence. So 1-0 now as that'll bring up Nick Senzel. Hitting .326 on the season. And the very first pitch he sees, he crushes this one to right center. And it's also going to clear the wall. Back-to-back jacks for the Royals. On back-to-back pitches nonetheless. The second home run of the season for Nick Senzel. He doubles the Royals' lead. It's now 2-0 in favor of the road team. How about Kyle Isbell up next? The very next pitch, he also puts this one in play, and it's going to get down for a base hit in front of Soderstrom playing left field today. So Freeland, 3 straight pitches, 3 straight hits. Why not 4 for 4? Willie Castro puts this one into right field. Now Freeland can't get a pitch. That's not a hit. Next batter is Michael Garcia. He makes contact on the first pitch. He hits it over to Allen, who throws it into the outfield. That should have been 2. Instead, it's going to be a run scored off an E5. They actually put 2 errors on Allen on that play. Not sure where the second one came in. But it gets bad to the worst as then Bobby Witt gets a base hit. And the Royals now lead 4-0 out of nowhere. Freeland has fallen apart. Velasquez will then swing and miss on a high curve he should have crushed. And we're lucky he didn't because we get the runner stealing third. So finally our first out of the inning is later in the at-bat. We walk Velasquez. That should have been strike 3. Instead it's called ball 4 and 2 are on for Joey Meneses. 0-1 pitch to him, and this one's going to go into the gap. More trouble for the A's as it gets to the wall. A 2 RBI double for Meneses. 6 runs here in the third for KC, and there's still only 1 out. Freeland just losing it here in this half inning. He does get Elias Diaz, who then pop up into center field. As on the sidelines, we can see Mason Miller has started warming up for the A's. 0-2 now to Melendez, who chops this one over to second. Geloff will at least make the play. But 6 in the third. The A's got a big hole to climb out of, but this will help. Soderstrom with a Soder pop to left field. Shout out Roper in the comments, as that will at least get us 1 back. As Soderstrom continues to swing just an insanely hot bat. He's already got 17 home runs of the season. That's already a career high. And we're not even at the All-Star break. And he should definitely be participating in that game. 6-1 now in favor of the Royals as we go top 5 here with 2 down. And Meneses gets plunked. Freeland still in the game as he's up to 90-plus pitches. Kotsay keeps him in despite his rough third inning. But the next batter is Diaz. And Noda lays out for this one. And he doesn't make the play. A poor decision by Noda. Just let that one fall for a single. Instead, it's an RBI double for Diaz. I know Noda doesn't really play the outfield, but you got to realize that's not the smart play. We'll then get through the 5th, where the Royals get that 1 back as we now go into the 6th, where Craig Kimbrell, the 3-time reliever of the year, will take the mound. And while the first pitch he throws is going to be crushed to center, and this one's going to get out of here. Nick Senzel with his 2nd home run of the ball game. 2 straightaway center field. That's only his 3rd home run of the season, 2 of those coming today. A 450-foot blast to center field. And now the Royals lead by 7 as it's 8-1. Kimbrell will then get the next 2, make it the next 3 to get out, but the damage has been done. As we then go into the 7th inning where Zach Jackson will come in relief. You're down by 7. Hasn't been the best season for Zach Jackson, but might as well get him some reps. He inherits 1 out here in the 7th, and he gets Velasquez to at least ground out. That'll bring up Joey Meneses 1-2, and he strikes out. So a good half inning for Zach Jackson. The Royals will then turn over to their bullpen. Seth Lugo comes in relief. A solid season for the righty, despite the averages being a little high against him. He begins with Tyler Soderstrom, who hits this one to left, and an effort out there by Melendez will not pay off. That's a leadoff single for Tyler Soderstrom. Ryan Noda up next, turns on the first fastball he sees into right field, and it's got some carry, and it's going to clear the wall. Tried was Kyle Isbell to bring that one back, but it was unsuccessful as that's a 2-run homer for Ryan Noda, his 13th of the season. Arguably been our 2nd best bats here in the offense, and the A's, well, they get it within 5 again. It's now 8-3. Brett Rooker up next, and he gets a hanging curveball, and he crushes this one to center field. Way out of here goes this one. And now the Athletics have back-to-back jacks. As Rooker takes a solo shot, it's now an 8-4 ball game. His 12th home run of the season goes .429. And the A's, they're trying to make this one interesting. Don't sleep on them now. They got it to within 4. That'll do it for Lugo, as Kenta Maeda will then come in and relieve. Lugo did not get a single out here in the 7th. Maeda's first batter will be Langoliers, and he'll get him to swing at a wild slider for strike 3. Zach Geloff up next. First pitch to him. He puts it on the ground over to short, and Maeda quickly comes in, gets the first 2 down. Tries to make it 3 for 3. Here's Hernandez as he pops up the first pitch he sees, a fastball, and the catcher Diaz will be underneath it. But the A's do get 4 here in the 7th. We go into the 8th now, where Nick Anderson will look to hold it for the Royals. It's not a save opportunity, but you want to put your best reliever in it anyway. First batter he faces is Nick Allen, who swings through the high cheese. That's strike 3, out number 1. Now to bring up Gio Urshela, playing first base this week. Not what you usually expect out of Urshela. Hitless on the day as well. That's also what you not expect, as he gets a nice pitch to hit, but he flies it out to deep right field. 2 down now for Davison, who turns on another inside fastball. It seems to be his MO this episode, but he can't take advantage, as that's going to be a 1-2-3-8. We're going to the 9th now. Lucas Erceg will step to the mound. There's 1 down, and he's been very good since being called back up from AAA. The 1.69 ERA in his small sample size. First batter he faces is Willie Castro, and he'll pop this one up into center. Rooker will get underneath it with ease. How about Michael Garcia? Hitless on the day, and he'll stay that way. Swing and miss on the slider. Good 2 outs by Erceg. And we'll go into the 9th, where the Royals will bring the lefty Josh Taylor in. Hasn't been the best season, but we're going to start off with a lefty in Soderstrom at the dish, as he takes a fastball and rips it over to short. But unfortunately, it'll be an out. That brings up Ryan Noda up next. First pitch to him, and he gets a sinker as pops it up into right center. And Taylor quickly gets the first 2 down. And the game is up to Brent Rooker. First pitch to him, he gets a fastball. He puts this one into the gap. This one's going to be extra bases as Rooker continues to at least hit righties, or lefties, really well. And he keeps the game alive. So again, it's going to come down to Shea Langoliers. 2-2 pitch, a ripper right up the middle, but is caught by the shortstop Witt. And that'll do it for this one. The Royals win Game 1 by a final score of 8-4. The Athletics tried to make it exciting down the stretch, but it just wasn't enough. And the Kansas City Royals will take Game 1 of this 3-game set. 8 runs and 9 hits for them, 4 runs, 6 for the Athletics, and those 2 errors by Allen, as their defense continues to also be a sore spot for this team. Not a good outing from Kyle Freeland. Hopefully he can turn it around soon, as he got rocked in that 3rd inning, and we just never bounced back, as the Royals will take the win. There's a trade around the league, as the Phillies will acquire Brian Baker from the Cardinals for shortstop prospect Casey Martin. Baker's a good pickup for the Phillies. He gives them some good relief pitching depth. We do win Game 2 6-0, as again, the pitching staff comes through. Wade Miley with another gem of a start. Again, when he's on, he is on. And we also win Game 3 6-3, so we bounce back and win the series. We get to the 2-time Cy Young Blake Snell here and take advantage and get the win. Now we're going to end the episode with a little bit of some news. Jacob Wilson, our top prospect's been in AAA, and he's been turning his season around, so I think it's time. We're going to call up Jacob Wilson to the majors. He's the 44th ranked prospect in all of baseball, our top prospect. In next episode, we're going to see him make his MLB debut, as he is going to get the call to begin July. Now to make the roster move, we're going to send Seth Brown back down to AAA to try to fix his bat. And we'll see him in a 3-game homestand against the Toronto Blue Jays before 3 at home against Tampa, as Jacob Wilson will be graced in the A's uniform. You don't want to miss that one in the next episode as we get closer to the All-Star break, closer to the draft. Exciting times on the horizon for the Athletics. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you drop that like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.